Ball's Pyramid, the lonely spire of the Tasman Sea. A rock like no other. Rising sharply from the restless waters of the Tasman Sea is a sight so strange it almost feels unreal. A narrow, jagged tower of rock pierces the horizon, standing isolated and defiant against wind, waves, and time. This is Ball's Pyramid, the world's tallest volcanic sea stack, and one of the most remote and mysterious natural formations on Earth. Located about 20 kilometers southeast of Lord Howe Island, roughly midway between Australia and New Zealand, Ball's Pyramid reaches a height of approximately 562 meters, or 1,844 feet above sea level. From a distance, it resembles the broken tooth of some ancient giant. Up close, its steep cliffs and knife-edged ridges reveal why it has earned a reputation as one of the most inhospitable places on the planet. This documentary explores the full story of Ball's Pyramid, how it was formed, how it was discovered, the rare life it shelters, the daring human attempts to conquer it, and why this lonely spire in the Tasman Sea matters far beyond its size. Discovery in a vast ocean. Ball's Pyramid was first recorded in 1788 by British explorer Lieutenant Henry Ligebird Ball, commander of the HMS Supply. While sailing through the Tasman Sea on a resupply mission to the newly founded penal colony at Sydney Cove, Ball encountered both Lord Howe Island and the dramatic rock formation nearby. At the time, the Tasman Sea was still largely unknown to European navigators, charts were incomplete, and voyages were perilous. When Ball observed the towering rock rising from the ocean, he noted it as a significant navigational landmark, an unmistakable sign of land in an otherwise endless expanse of water. Though discovered during the Age of Exploration, Ball's Pyramid would remain mostly untouched for more than a century. Its sheer cliffs and lack of safe landing points discouraged early sailors, who could only marvel at it from the decks of their ships. Born of fire, geological origins. Ball's Pyramid is the eroded remnant of an ancient volcano that erupted approximately 6 to 7 million years ago. It is closely linked to the volcanic activity that created Lord Howe Island, part of a chain of underwater volcanoes formed as the Australian tectonic plate moved northward over a stationary volcanic hotspot. Unlike classic cone-shaped volcanoes, Ball's Pyramid represents the solidified magma core of a volcano. Over millions of years, softer volcanic material surrounding the core was eroded away by wind, rain, and relentless ocean waves. What remains today is the hardened basalt and trachyte that once fed lava to the surface. The result is an incredibly steep structure, with slopes exceeding 60 degrees in places. Deep fissures, razor-sharp ridges, and vertical cliffs dominate its surface. There is no soil in the traditional sense, only fractured rock and narrow ledges where debris has collected over time. Geologists regard Ball's Pyramid as a rare natural laboratory, offering insight into volcanic processes, erosion, and the long-term interaction between land and sea. A hostile environment. At first glance, Ball's Pyramid appears completely lifeless. The rock is constantly battered by strong winds, salt spray, and powerful waves. There is no fresh water source, no beaches, and no shelter from storms. Temperatures fluctuate, and the surface heats rapidly under the sun. At first, glancing at Ball's Pyramid, scientists assumed nothing could survive there. Birds occasionally perched on ledges, but the idea of a stable ecosystem seemed impossible. And yet, life found a way. The insect thought lost forever. In 1964, climbers exploring Ball's Pyramid made a discovery that stunned the scientific world. On a small ledge near the summit, among sparse vegetation, they found living specimens of the Lord Howe Island stick insect, Dryochocellus australis. This insect, sometimes called the tree lobster due to its large size, was believed to have gone extinct in the 1920s. After rats were accidentally introduced to Lord Howe Island following a shipwreck in 1918, native insects were rapidly wiped out. The rediscovery of the stick insect on Ball's Pyramid was nothing short of miraculous. Fewer than 22 individuals were found, surviving on a single species of shrub, Melaleuca hoena, clinging to a crack in the rock. This tiny population represented the last known survivors of a species erased everywhere else on Earth. Conservation and hope. Following the rediscovery, strict protections were put in place. Access to Ball's Pyramid became highly restricted, and scientists carefully removed a small number of insects to begin a captive breeding program. Today, thanks to conservation efforts, the Lord Howe Island stick insect has been successfully bred in controlled environments, including zoos in Australia.
Plans to reintroduce the species to Lord Howe Island depend on ongoing efforts to eliminate invasive rats from the island. Ball's Pyramid, once thought barren, became a symbol of resilience, a reminder that life can persist in the most extreme conditions, and that extinction is not always final. The ultimate climbing challenge. Ball's Pyramid is considered one of the most dangerous and technically challenging climbs in the world. Its steep faces, loose rock, and exposure to sudden weather changes make any ascent extremely risky. The first successful climb was achieved in 1965 by an Australian climbing team after multiple attempts. The ascent took several days and required advanced climbing techniques, including the use of fixed ropes and pitons. Since then, only a handful of expeditions have reached the summit. Each climber must obtain special permission, and most ascents are carried out for scientific or conservation purposes rather than sport. Even experienced mountaineers describe Ball's Pyramid as unforgiving, a place where one mistake can be fatal. Wildlife of the surrounding seas. While the pyramid itself is stark, the waters surrounding it are rich with life. The marine ecosystem around Ball's Pyramid and Lord Howe Island is one of the most diverse in the Tasman Sea. Coral reefs influenced by both tropical and temperate currents support a unique mix of species. Fish found here include butterfly fish, wrasse, and large pelagic predators. Seabirds such as masked boobies, shearwaters, and tropic birds nest on nearby islands and use the pyramid as a resting point. This contrast, barren rock above and thriving life below, highlights the complex relationship between geology and biology in oceanic environments. A symbol of isolation. Ball's Pyramid stands alone, separated from any mainland by hundreds of kilometers of open ocean. Its isolation has shaped everything about it, its erosion, its lack of vegetation, and its role as a refuge for endangered species. In many ways, it represents the extremes of Earth's natural processes. It is both a graveyard of an ancient volcano and a sanctuary for life clinging to survival. For sailors, it's a landmark. For scientists, a mystery. For conservationists, a beacon of hope. The meaning of the lonely spire. Ball's Pyramid is more than just a dramatic rock formation in the Tasman Sea. It is a story written in stone, a record of volcanic fire, relentless erosion, near extinction, and improbable survival. Its sheer walls remind us of the power of nature to shape the planet over millions of years. Its hidden life forms remind us of nature's ability to endure against overwhelming odds. As long as Ball's Pyramid continues to rise from the Tasman Sea, it will remain one of Earth's most extraordinary monuments, silent, solitary, and profoundly alive.